Do you think you give us a little, I just want to show everyone just a little taste of what you have going on here. I know we did the jam in the beginning, but just if you want to just kind of give us like when it's being used, or if you want to just crank some stuff up right now and just play a little bit.
Okay,
just kind of give me a little walkthrough, give us a little.
Well, the chorus is my number one.
Okay.
I have the chorus on 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Without the chorus, so we're on about 6 on the guitar at the moment. So
I think that's
and the standby, yes. Do you know, I was doing an Instagram live and someone said, "What's that hissing sound?" And I said, "That's an amplifier." So that tells you a lot about, people in
That's what they do.
That's what they do. They make a noise, So we're on about 5 or 6 on the guitar.
Sure.
Obviously,
nice.
That's without, and this is with.
So you're using that on the clean, well, not really a clean, but you're using that during the solos or the rhythm? Okay, cool.
Everything.
Cool.
I mean, I'll use it clean as well, so it'll be.
And then you've got the Univibe also in that modulation category there.
Univibe, I mean, just incidentally, I use the chorus. I think it gives it movement, and it gives it like, especially with the one guitar thing I found, it just gives it almost like an EQ. Sure. Not a static EQ, but obviously it moves. So
a little
it gives
bit of
it
movement.
like an EQ that I can't get from an EQ, if that makes sense. That's what it feels like anyway. The Univibe is just instant Hendrix.
Yeah.
With the active pickups, I normally have to come down a bit on the volume pot because if you overdrive the Univibe too much, you don't really hear the effects, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is full on the guitar. So if I back it down a little bit, say to about 3 or 4 or 5 on the guitar. It just cuts through a little bit more.
It's great. Which is a little bit of the Trower thing going on.
Absolutely. If you use them with single coils, it's usually, because they're a lower output, usually it cuts through a lot more, which is why I find you have to bring it down. Yeah. Active pickups, they're hotter, they're not as low output as a single coil, so you have to kind of compensate for that, bring it down on the guitar. That's what I find anyway. Yeah. It cuts through a bit more.
Well, that sounds great. And then the tumness, you were talking about this earlier, depends on the amp you're using.
It does.
Just to give it a push, but it's not so much for, is it for drive and gain?
It is. I mean, we don't need it today, really. Yeah. It's just if I'm feeling a bit lazy on the day. You can hear what I've got. I'll wind it down. It's quite clean. So it's on about 25%. So it's on the dial, it's on about the 9 o'clock position.
Yeah.
And we've gone into Hendrix tuning, which is perfect. So when you crank it up on the guitar, it loses a bit. You don't hear the jumps quite so much. I'll show you what I mean. So this is on maybe 7. So if you need it, just gives you a little push over the cliff.
I had a flashback to Woodstock just now. That's it.
Job done. That's all I'm trying to do.
And then you've got the delay, just for cleans, for solos, or both in the loop, obviously, I see that.
Bit of both, if I can have it. Again, depends on the amp. I don't like to rely on a delay, and I find the more I rely on it at the beginning of a tour, I find myself using delay at the beginning of a tour.
It makes you a little dependent on it. Because it adds that little sauce and that space. I am guilty of keeping that thing on more than I probably should. I
find though, as I go through a tour,
the
delay comes out. Because it makes it more immediate. Your fingers get stronger, and you don't need the source, and you can it's more immediate without a delay.
Yeah.
And you can play it. You don't have to rely on the delay.
Right.
But again, if there's no effects loop, I won't use a delay. I won't put it through the front because it sounds messy. The Cantrell wah, there's a dial on the side of the wah. I don't like it when it gets too cutting on the toe down end. Yeah, so you can wind a bit of that back.
Oh, right. The range.
Yeah.
The high range. Gotcha.
I can't use my right foot with the wah. I'm doing it for you. But I'm a left-footed wah guy. But I don't. It's rare that I.
All the way down? No.
I don't usually. I'm not that sort of player. I'll sort of. More of a Schenker thing, more of a an EQ.
And you know what? Just from that example, I thought the go-to is you start doing the but the other way, you can hear more of the notes, you can hear more of the playing. Otherwise, the effect does take over.
Yeah,
so I think that's smart. Yeah.
The great thing about a wah is that everyone's got their own footprint. Everyone plays a wah differently, and I'm always searching for something that makes me sound not like Zakk Wylde, Michael Schenker, or Dave Murray from Iron Maiden. I'm always searching for something that makes me sound like me, and hopefully that's another thing that gives me my own sound is your footprint.
Right.
Hopefully the wah, makes you something that makes you sound more unique if possible. Because that's always a challenge for me.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's all it is. And then anything else that gets added with Priest is usually song specific. So if there's an octave part or a double lead part, Andy's playing rhythm, and I'll put like an octave pedal on a piece, or if there's like a rotator speaker, I'll put that in for that song, or a different delay. But that's the core of it right there. Delay, chorus. Even the Univibe is not essential. Delay, chorus, wah. I've got a Rotovibe as well, which I use.
But otherwise, pretty straightforward.
That's it.
Yeah, that's great.
A tuner as well. That's optional as well, as you can hear.
Yeah.
But Jimi Hendrix didn't have a tuner.
Tuning's overrated. I mean,
yeah, no.